Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I decided today that I wanted to build a cottage. Let's dive right into this one. So we're heading over to a lot in Henford on Bagley. Now, I wouldn't consider myself a builder, and you're like, great, start off the video saying that you're not a good builder. But I just say that because for me, building is just fun. Building brings a different aspect to the game that allows you to put your own uniqueness into the game, and it gives you a chance to really express yourself. So for this one, I decided I wanted to build a tiny house and give it cottage vibes. Now, I don't know anything about a cottage. I've never lived in one, so I just kind of took this from my own thoughts of what a cottage would look like. I feel like as I continue to build, I'm learning more and more about how to build small. I watch other builders on YouTube and on Twitch, and they can take the tiniest spaces and make use of those spaces. So that's why I wanted to do a tiny house. I felt like it would be a challenge for me. It would allow me to keep the space small, and it would challenge me to make use of the space that I had. So starting with the shape of the build, I knew that I wanted it to be 2 stories. I kind of pictured the main box while also having a little square on the side to allow for extra room for a bathroom or a kitchen. I knew that I wanted it to be a little extra space to work with. When it came to the roofing, I just wanted to make sure that everything was rounded. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but whenever I think of a cottage, I think of a rounded roof. I struggled a lot with the roofing. I really wasn't crazy about any of the roofs that come with cottage living, but that was the vibe that I wanted to go with. I think it was just that on this lot, all of the roofs had really weird lighting. I wasn't sure why, but none of them really looked any good. When it came to the painting on the outside, I also struggled a little bit. I felt like at this point in the process, I was like, Nicole, just trust where you're going because I wasn't really sure that I liked it. I was like, there's too much beige. But in the end, I think it really came out pretty nice. So I'm telling you guys, trust the process. As far as the floor plan and the layout, I decided to make that little side room the kitchen. The big area in the front was the living room and a little dining room area in there. And then upstairs, there was one bathroom and one bedroom. I did struggle a little bit to find the right windows. For the door, I chose one of the doors from the cottage living pack. Again, I really wanted this to have cottage living vibes. So I wanted to make sure that everything that I used kind of came from that pack. Now, don't get me wrong, not everything I used came from that pack, but I tried to keep it that way as much as possible. I thought just for style, I'd use some of those small windows and put that above the door and on the second floor in that little bump out. It gave the front of the house a little bit of style. In order to kind of get an idea of the layout, I placed some random furniture throughout the house so that I can kind of see where the cabinets would go, where the countertops would go, how the layout of the living room would work, as well as what upstairs would look like. So once I had the floor plan laid out and I had an idea of kind of how I wanted each room to be laid out as well, I decided to go outside and start a little bit of landscaping. Now again, landscaping is not my best friend, but I was trying to really channel my inner Simsy when it came to the landscaping. Don't tell her I said that. I love the way that little Simsy landscapes, so I just wanted to channel her a little bit. I wanted to make sure that I was using layers, different colors, and tying it all together. So I really took my time with the landscaping and trying to make sure that it had a good look and it was even. I made sure that I did some terrain paint. I wanted low-lying plants and some that stick up. I decided to put 2 trees out front. I also felt like that gave a little bit of a nice look to the outside. I used a few different kinds of low-lying plants because I really wanted to layer the colors a little bit so that it didn't look so green. I decided to put some planter boxes outside the windows just to give, again, a nice colorful look to the outside. I also grabbed those vines that climb the walls of the outside, again, so it can give a little extra color to the outside of the house. I feel like once I added that, all of the colors really came together between the colors of the flowers on the ground, the colors inside of the planter boxes, and then those pink flowers that climbed the outsides. I really felt like the color scheme of the flowers was coming together nicely. For the walkway, I just decided to use some terrain paint. For the front walkway and the back walkway, I just felt like it was easier than trying to line stones or put down tiles. Once I was done with the flowers around the house, I really challenged myself next. I dared to use the terrain tools. I decided I wanted a little pond in the backyard. Again, I am not a builder. I do not use terrain tools, so this was a real stretch for me. The pond probably doesn't even look that good, but I wanted to try it. I wanted to do something different, especially because this was a cottage build. I felt like a little pond on the land would be perfect for this little build. So I added some flowers, a little fence around the pond. I put a swan and some fish and some lily pads just to make it extra cute. Then I knew for the outside, I wanted to have a house for the cows, a little beehive, and a house for the chickens. Again, I'm thinking cottage with a little bit of like a farm element to it, really giving Henford on Bagley vibes. After I was done kind of doing the outside a little, I decided to go back inside. Once I got into the living room, I actually wasn't mad at the way that it was laid out. So I switched out the table, got that cute little pink flowery table, some pink chairs. I wanted the living room to have a cozy feeling. So I decided to use one of the couches that has a throw blanket over it with a little pillow. And I kept it pink so that it all tied in with the dining table. The little rug I used in the living room, I absolutely love. I feel like I use it in almost all of my builds. I just love the little pink flower element, and I really think it ties the whole living room together. After the living room, I went into the kitchen. It didn't take me long to figure out what cabinets I wanted to use, and I wanted to make sure that I used a fridge that kind of gave me cottage vibes again. I didn't want a regular modern fridge. I wanted something that gave me a little bit more of an older fridge vibe. Same thing for the stove and the sink. Once I chose those, I moved on to choosing the cabinets. Once I moved on to the wallpaper, I knew that I wanted something again that kind of gave me an older feel, something with flowers, maybe something that I wouldn't typically use. So for the downstairs, I chose a flowery wallpaper for the living room and the kitchen. Once I was done with the wallpaper, again, I wanted to go back downstairs, really add some decor around the house. So I put a plant in the corner and a little table under that front window. I put a few decor pieces. I made sure to put a shoe rack, a coat rack, and an umbrella caddy. I put that little magazine rack over by the TV as well, just thinking that the sim that lives here likes to read their magazines. Once I was done with that, I went around putting some curtains. I decided to use a green coloring for the curtains. I felt like it really gave a pop of color that was different from kind of the pinky beige look that was going on in the living room. And it tied in the rug a little bit, so I thought that those green curtains really fit perfectly. I also wanted to make sure I had a little bookshelf in the living room. Again, just imagining that the Sims would want to read. So I was able to tuck it in by the stairs right behind the couch, and I actually think it looked really cute in that spot. Once I went upstairs, I decided to tackle the bathroom next. The bathroom was already pretty much done. I decided to keep the shower and toilet that I initially used. I just needed to add a sink and some rugs. Once onto the bedroom, this is where it really challenged me with being small because I wanted to make sure that I can get a little nightstand in the corner, a plant on one side, and a desk in the room. I was able to squeeze in everything, and I actually think it came out pretty nice. I also was able to put an easel in the hallway and a little guitar in the bedroom as well. I also used one of the older computers because, again, I just wanted this to have kind of an older feel. I also put a little journal on the dining table downstairs. Again, just thinking this sim likes to write, they like to read, so they would write in their little journal. I thought about putting it upstairs in the bedroom on their desk, but I thought it would be a cute little touch to the living room to put it down there. I did add some bathroom clutter just to make sure that the bathroom was finished out. Once I was done with that, I went back outside and started to mess around some more with terrain paint. Again, I'm new to this. I don't feel like I'm great at building or using terrain paint. So I tried to do a little spider looking thing. Hopefully it doesn't look too crazy. From there, I decided I wanted to put a few planter boxers outside. I also put a little bike outside, just giving a cute little touch, a cute little swing set, and a little grill in the corner with a garbage can and an area to eat. After that, I was almost done with the build. I felt like it was coming out really nice. I just wanted to put some lights outside in the backyard, by the front door and the back door. I even got to sneak in a telescope. At the end of the day, I think this build came out really, really nice. Like I said, my goal was to really challenge myself with this one, and I feel like I did a really good job. If you're interested in downloading this build, I did put it on the gallery. Let me know in the comment section if you like this build and if you're interested in downloading it. So now that the build is finished, I'm going to pop back into the game to give you a quick tour. Okay, so like I said, we're going to go on into Headford on Bagley. I decided to build the house right on this lot. So this is the finished build. You can see here the landscaping and everything on the outside. When you go inside, you have this little foyer area. Like I said, I put the coat rack and the shoe rack and then the little umbrella holder. Once you go in, you have the little dining area right here, the little living room area over here with some plants and the magazine rack. This corner is where I stuck the bookshelf. Did also add a plant in this corner, a little mirror, thinking The Sims would check how they look on the way out the house. Now, of course, this is The Sims. They're not actually doing that, but I just thought it was a nice little touch. I put a cute little key holder over here. This corner is the little table with a few little knickknacks on here. We have the phone and the keys, some candles because I love candles, and then a few other little decor items. If you go through this door, we're going into the kitchen. Again, I tried to keep things pretty small. The kitchen doesn't have a whole lot in it. It's just the kitchen. I also put the trash can in this corner, and the door to exit to the backyard is here. If we go upstairs, here's our little hallway over here. We have our easel in the corner. You go into the bedroom over on this side. And again, trying to keep with a cute little pinky color scheme. I was able to squeeze a little nightstand in this corner with a plant on the other side. There's our guitar and our little computer desk on this side with another little plant, some stuff on top of the computer desk. We go downstairs and to the outside. That's where you'll find, like I said, the garbage can, a little grill, and a little place to eat. It deleted all my terrain paint. You guys probably noticed that right away. Oh my goodness. Well, you guys saw me put it down, so it was there. Hopefully it stayed when I put it up on the gallery. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, anyway, all the terrain paint was around here. I'm not going to fix it now. And we have our little pond over here with our swan and fish. In game, these two things will actually come alive. They'll start to move. You'll see little fish swimming around in there and a little swan floating on the top. So I thought that was a cute little touch. Our chicken area over here, our cow area over there. I think you can also have llamas in there. The telescope is here with a little swing set and our planter boxers. And here's the front of the house. Again, I did have a pathway here. The game deleted it. With that, that is the finished build of my little cottage. If you like this build, like I said, let me know in the comment section. I can let you know how to find me in the gallery. Let me know if you decide to download this. Like I said, I'm really proud of this build. If you like this, hit that like button. If you want to see more speed builds like this and some gameplay, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know that when I post in the future. I do have a few other speed builds that I've done, so I'll link that playlist to the end card. I just started the Career Legacy Challenge here on my YouTube channel. And I also have a really fun Rags to Riches with our clown Monica, so go check those out too. I hope you all enjoyed this speed build. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. See you next week.